Guys, welcome to Online Anatomy and Physiology. My name is Marcus Gabrawi, and in this video I hope to put your mind at ease by taking you through everything that you need to know in the syllabus, as well as through D2L on our online platform, Brightspace, and to answer any remaining questions that you may have. So let's get right into it. So in the syllabus here on page 1, here's my name, Marcus Gabrawi. Email, address, phone number. This is a Google phone number, so you can call or message, and I don't necessarily have to be in the office to get the message. Office hours, because the class is online, we got to put something, but if you need to set up a Zoom meeting with me or FaceTime, whatever, it doesn't necessarily have to be on Friday. It could be any day of the week, as long as it works for the both of us. That's totally fine. Here's my Zoom information. You can use this link here. There's so many ways. You guys know how to do that stuff. Textbook stuff. So your main the main resource that you're going to want to use are my PowerPoint handouts. Now, and these are free. Now, you're going to want to use these in conjunction with our lecture videos that I've made for you, and you can find those on YouTube, and I'll show you how to here. If you click on this link here, this will take you to our YouTube page, and then from there you can go to playlists, and then you can find Anatomy and Physiology 2, and then you'll find all the lecture videos there. So you'll want to watch those videos in conjunction at the same time while you have your PowerPoints out. Now you want to print them out. They're in PowerPoint format, so you can turn them into a PDF and have them print them off as 6 slides per page, so you save paper and that kind of thing. But that's up to you. So the idea is that you have a lot of notes already in front of you because you have the PowerPoint in front of you. But then as you're watching the video, you can just jot down stuff, cross things off. Okay, this is important. He talked about this. He did not talk about this, and so on and so on. And in general, if I didn't talk about it, you can skip it too. I usually leave a couple extra slides here and there just for extra information, but. We also have an open source online textbook. It's OpenStax. It's our OEM one online educational material textbook that we use. And to be honest, any anatomy textbook, I have 1,000 behind me, and they're all the same. You can use them. You can use any one of them. You can go to Amazon, get some used one, and that's up to you. It depends on how you. More and more people seem to want to learn by listening and watching. Prefer to watch videos rather than read. So I've given you, and all this is free. All this is free, including the lab manuals. So actually, this whole course, besides your tuition, is free. You got a free lab manual, so that saves you a couple $100. Textbook saves you another $300-400. You don't got to pay for anything. You're already good to go. And we'll talk more about that as we kind of roll through the course. We will talk about the cardiovascular system. We will cover the respiratory system, the immune system, digestive and urinary, reproductive system, as well as the endocrine system. Moving on, let me read this for you. My goal is to provide a classroom environment suitable for learning, retention, building relationships, growing, and enjoying. And that's going to be a little bit hard since we're doing this online, but either way, I want to bring out the best in you academically, as well as challenge you and push your limits and build your confidence in taking exams and that kind of thing. And I want you to enjoy yourself in the class and to feel accomplished. I will provide everything you need in a clear and concise manner in order for you to thrive in the class. However, I also expect you to do your own part, do your own work. If you put in your work and you're diligent about it, you will be successful and you will get the grade that you want. So I expect you to take charge of your own responsibilities, to take charge of the course and do your work. Just do what I tell you to do, and you will be successful. So I will hold you accountable for the information given in the course. Okay, so first, you are lecture information. You are provided lecture notes in PowerPoint format. Lecture exam questions come directly from these notes, and they're in bullet format. So they're not necessarily, we're not talking about paragraphs and stuff here. So some people can pick this information up right away. Some people may need more information. That's why you got the videos. That's why you have, I gave you a textbook as a supplement. So if you feel it's not enough, then you have those other resources. But my questions come directly out of the PowerPoint, and I generally don't ask any questions from outside the handouts. Okay, how can I get to it? You go to D2L, go to Materials, go to Content, and let me just show that to you right now. So here's our course here. Go to over here. You go to Materials, go to Content, and you guys are in A&P2, so you've already done this a million times. Then go to Lecture Unit 1, and here it is. You can see PowerPoint presentation. These are links, so that means that these are your two handouts. Your information will come out of here. And check it out. Unit 1, blood. YouTube, blood typing. So this is, you use this along with this lecture video. Heart, and here's your cardiac cycle, blood flow, cardiac cycle. So these you use along with this handout. So you watch this, and while you've already printed this off or split screen or however you want to do it. And there's more videos. I mean, I've been teaching since 2012, so I have recorded a lot of stuff. But anyway, you're gonna just be sure, just trust me, you're gonna appreciate all the supplements that I give you. Also, you got a study guide, and I guess as long as we're there, let's do it. I was gonna maybe get to that in just a second, but well, let's go back to the syllabus here, and we'll get to that when we cross that bridge. So, PowerPoint handouts, YouTube lecture videos. Here they are. How do you get to them? Go to D2L, Materials, Content, Unit 1, etc. Okay, here we go. Study guides. These are just guides. They ask basic questions about each chapter, so don't abuse them. Let's go to a study guide and let's see what it looks like. All right, and remember, guys, when you're on D2L, if it's a heavy-duty file, it's you're best off by downloading it instead of trying to view it or stream it online. So, but this is obviously just a couple page document, so you can just click right on it. But anyway, so yeah. So let's just take a look at some of these questions here. Here's the heart section of the study guide, and here's blood. Here's some more questions right here. It says, number 1, know how to find the location of the heart relative to the human body. Number 2, in terms of location and function, be able to explain the relationship between the epicardium, myocardium. So I'm giving you an idea of what you need to know. They're not necessarily questions, and then you just and if any of these are questions, I'm not going to ask in the exact same way on the exam. You get that, right? That wouldn't make sense. But it does give you an idea of the depth and breadth of. That's why we call it a study guide. Okay, you guys get that? This is the topics. These are the topics. These are the concepts that you have to that you have to know. So, please don't abuse this. Here's how you shouldn't use this study guide. You don't do anything all month long, and then a few days before the exam, you print this thing off and you get your PowerPoints, and you get your study guide, you print it off, and you go to number 1. You look at the question, know how to find the location, you refer back to your notes, you find the answer, you write it down. Go to number 2, you look at the question, you go back to your notes, you write the answer down. Go to number 3, write the answer down, and you do that from 1 through 31, and that's all you do. If that's all you did, you're going to fail the exam for sure. For sure you'll get an F, because you really didn't do much. It didn't really soak in. You're just answering questions. You didn't commit anything to memory, and you're not necessarily understanding anything. You're just answering. Anybody can research anything and just write down the answer. Okay, you guys, you see what I'm saying? So, what do you, so that's the wrong way to do it. How could you use this? Well, when you start to study, you can print this off. You print off your handouts, and you can look up this question, but instead of answering it, you just look at the slides that pertain to that question, and you highlight them, or you put a little check mark or something like that. So you that way you know, okay, question number 1 is answered by slides 4, 5, and 6. Question number 2 is answered by slides 10, 11, 12, and 13. And that way it's a guide. Here's where I focus. Of course, you have your lecture videos as well. You guys see the difference? Here's another way you can do it. Another way I advise you to use this. After you've done that, and after you've done studying however ways you study, you can use this as an assessment. You can use it like a test. So you print it off, and after you're all done studying, if you want to know how you're going to do in the exam, this is a great indicator. If you use it like a test, answer the questions, but without going back, try to not use your stuff, your resources, your handouts. Try to have it all committed to memory. Okay? And if you get 80% on this study guide, you get 80% on the. Okay? It's just now. Of course, our lecture exams everything is online. But it is timed, which means you kind of have to know what you kind of have to already been studied. You see, you don't really have time to go back and scramble and frantically search for the answers for the questions. It's you still. I highly advise you to study as if you're taking this class face to face on campus. All right, have I said enough about this? You guys this is A&P2, so I'm certain A&P1 was even if it wasn't 100% the same as how we're doing this, I'm sure it's 90% the same. Okay, so that's your study guides. Online, here we have an online textbook. You want to take a look? Here it is right here. Online textbook. OpenStax. It's open source, so educators from around the world contribute, and it's maybe not necessarily a Campbell, textbook with an incredible amount of information, but it gives you the basics. This can help. Now, I have students from all walks of life. I have had students that are doctors, that are high school biology teachers, PhDs, and so the question always comes up: do I need to buy a textbook? No, you don't need to buy a textbook. Maybe you already, I don't require it because some people will need it and some people may not need it. Some people may. You definitely can be successful. I've had most students are successful never cracking the textbook. When I did require a textbook, they still didn't bother with it, and they were still very successful in the class. So I decided no more requiring textbooks. That was many years ago. So if you're the type that, no, I need to sit down and I need to read, I take in information very well by reading, then here you go. And again, you can go to Barnes and Noble, you go anywhere online and find textbooks and read them. I'm not going to assign anything, but if we're doing the heart chapter and you see the handout, you see the slides that we're going to do, you see the study guide and the questions I'm going to ask, then you can go to that part of the chapter and study accordingly. So that's that. Where do you find this online textbook? You go to D2L, Materials, Content, Course Information. Materials, Content, Course Information, and there it is, Anatomy and Physiology textbook. Here's, by the way, where you find the syllabus, course information, and we also have a syllabus assignment, by the way. Always do a few days after. Pay attention to due dates, and we'll get to that in a second here. Most of this course, we're not really going to have. You're not going to find many things under assignments. They'll be mostly under quizzes. Everything will be mostly under quizzes. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. Lecture exams. Lecture exams are timed and taken online on D2L. You get 25 multiple choice questions worth 4 points apiece, and another 5 questions worth 1 point apiece. So there's a total of 30 questions for each exam. You're given 90 seconds per question, so it's enough to answer the question and, but maybe not quite enough to be able to, look up the, you're free to have everything open in front of you. You're free to have your textbook and your notes, and I suggest you do. But just don't rely on it. You guys, you see what I'm saying? Just don't rely on not committing anything to memory and just having everything out. No, try to commit as if you're coming into class face to face, but also have your stuff out. Just in case. So there's your incentive. You can. It's all. And I honestly I do that just so that there's no one that's going to be tempted to cheat. And of course it wouldn't be fair if most of you are honest and don't have anything out because I told you not to. and then you have those few people that cheat and then have that advantage. It wouldn't be fair. So your exams, everything is online, and I allow you to have everything's open book and open note, but just try to commit as much to memory, so that way you're taking your test at ease and you're enjoying yourself, and you answer correctly. Okay, what else we got here? Each of the 4 lecture exams will be open for 3 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday morning to Wednesday, all of Wednesday, all of Thursday, and closes Friday night, 11:59 at night. So there is no excuse for not getting. There's no late exam. There's no makeups. There's no extensions. There's none of that, because you got 3 days. So don't wait till Friday night and to start taking your tests, and then you go to turn on your computer, you don't got Wi-Fi or whatever, your laptop gets thrown out the window or whatever. Try to take it on Wednesday, so that way in case something happens on Wednesday, you still got Thursday, you still got Friday. Okay, guys, there is no makeups whatsoever. And that way, it's just, why do I do this? So that's just fair across the board. Fair to you, fair to your colleagues, your classmates, and fair to everyone that's taken the class in the past. Okay. You guys got that? Once you begin your D2L exam, I don't know if people still call it D2L, your Brightspace exam, you have 45 minutes to complete it, because each question you're given 90 seconds. Now, there are you do have 3 questions per page. You can view 3 questions per page, but you can't go back. But you can edit those answers within that page, so you can, change as long as you haven't submitted or gone to the next. You can change your answers on that particular page. Now, do not click on submit, because that will submit the entire exam and then you're done. Rather, click on next page. Next page will bring you to the next page. Don't click on submit until you're absolutely done with the exam. It's wise to study throughout your 4 weeks for the unit. Have as much as you can in your head, so that way you're taking your test at ease and you're less likely to make mistakes. I want you to add knowledge and experience to yourself and say, I really enjoyed this course, setting yourself up for success, rather than saying that class sucked, it was so stressful, blah, 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 blah. It's why one student will have this experience and another student have a completely different experience. Why? It's because how you set yourself up in the exam for the course. Set yourself up for success. Do yourself a favor and take the time to really understand the material and to make notes for yourself. All right. All exams are expected to be taken as scheduled. Now, this in general in here, this bullet here, is generally for face-to-face. There's no makeups or nothing like that. Now, I guess there could be a scenario where someone actually is like hospitalized, I guess, for like a whole week or something like that, or like several weeks. Even if that's the case, you're not necessarily just automatically given the chance to make something up. If I allow it, it's still going to be a harder exam, like essay, and you'll automatically 10% will automatically be deducted from your overall exam score. Just take your exams on time. Again, if there is something and something like long enough, you still have to show documentation. There has to be of like hospitalization. There has to be or obituary or something. Sorry to say, but you're given 3 days, and so there's generally speaking, there's no. You got a cold, it doesn't matter. You got COVID, probably doesn't matter, because you're given so many days to take the exam. So don't come Friday night, take it and say, well, I didn't know that I was going to be sick. Well, that's why I give you 3 days, so that way you can take it on Wednesday morning. All right. Now, if there is some kind of extenuating circumstance and it's out of your control, a parent dies or something like that, and you're able to provide proper documentation, then email me within 24 hours, and I'll try to take care of you. Don't come 2 weeks later or whatever and say I missed an exam. In general, it's going to be a 0, which will destroy your grade. So, all right, cheating is not allowed. I have a 0 tolerance for policy for any type of academic dishonesty. I set you guys up so that there's really no need for cheating. There's really no need. There's almost like no way to cheat because everything's open note. Here's what cheating would comprise of then for our class, our online class. I welcome you to study together. I want you to. I don't want that to be the only way you study, is just like, with other classmates. You should study different ways throughout the semester. For each unit, don't just study one way. However, when it comes to submitting your work, like your assignments and your quizzes and your exams, that has to all be done by yourself. Clear? Okay. Although your lecture exams are 30 questions, they're worth 100 points apiece. So that's 400 points right there. But you actually have another 20 extra credit points. So actually you can actually get 420 points out of 400. It's possible, and people do it. All right. Next pages explain the lab part of our class. All points from lecture and lab are put into one bucket for one final grade. Here's lab. I realize that this is taking a long time to get through this because you don't really need to probably even watch this because you guys you're all coming from A&P1, but just in case, who knows? Okay. Generally speaking, when you take anatomy, traditional anatomy, you gotta, for lab, you're given, between 100 and, 2-3 for undergrad anatomy, terms, and you commit them to memory. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And then you're given a lab practical. You have to commit to memory, spelling counts. You guys know this, but I'm not really going to do that. We have to change a lot of things because this is online. So what we will do for our online section is, and this could very well be different than what you did for A&P1 if you took someone else. What we'll do for our online section is have 2 assignments and 1 lab practical for each unit. Everything's online. Let's talk about the first assignment. Let's talk about the assignments first. So we have four units, right? 4 lecture units, 4 lab units. So in each unit, there's going to be 2 assignments and then a lab practical. The assignments are found under quizzes. They're basically quizzes, but they're just not timed. Okay, you guys? So these untimed lab quiz assignments are like 5 to 10 questions, nothing that they're not supposed to stress you out. They're always worth 10 points each. Read through the lab manual pages that I've assigned. Jot down some notes for yourself, and then answer the questions on Brightspace and move on. You're only given 1 attempt, so have your lab manual out in front of you. It's not timed, but I'm only going to give you just 1 shot. I don't want you to just click and then, oh, I didn't do well, and I'm just going to keep. All right, so you're only given 1 attempt, but it's not timed. Okay, our lab assignments are always due Friday night. So just to not confuse you, I'm going to have everything in the class always due Friday night, Friday night, Friday night. If for some reason we have no class on a Friday, then I'll just make it is in our schedule. It could be in our schedule. If for some reason there's no class on Friday, don't worry, I won't make it due on Friday, but it'll just be due sometime the next day, so Saturday. Okay. Please pay attention to the due dates. I won't necessarily be like reminding you, okay? You're responsible, put them down on your calendar. You can make Brightspace work for you. You can go to announcements and you can like make it work for you and have it, alert you and give you notifications and stuff like that. I don't accept late work. You can still turn in late work for feedback, but you're still going to get a 0. Why? Because I just want you guys to keep up. Okay? I just want you to keep up with the work. When do the assignments open? They're generally already open, unless some of the assignments haven't populated yet, in which case they will you'll have at least a week to get the assignment done. They will appear, if they're not already there, they will appear at least a week in advance. And again, they're like 5 to 10 questions, you guys. So they're super easy. It just kind of forces you to read a little bit. And actually, these lab assignments are designed to, number 1, help you understand the required content, help you prepare for your lab practical, and even help you prepare for your lecture exam, because they go in conjunction, and keep you on task throughout the 4 weeks, the unit's 4 weeks. You'll find that these assignments are quite simple, straightforward, and not daunting in any way. And they're designed to simply just keep you studying at a good pace throughout the semester, so you don't just, not do anything all month long and then start to scramble one day before. Okay. Your lab practicals. Yes, you're still going to have a lab practical. There are going to be 20 questions. They're going to be 60 seconds apiece. And it's going to be a picture of, some anatomy part. Okay, name this chamber of the heart. So basically, there's going to be an arrow, and it's going to be multiple choice. So you don't necessarily have to have spelling down. So name this. That's the best that we can do online. Name this chamber. Is it A, the right ventricle, B, the left ventricle, C, the right atrium, D, the left atrium, and you just select, hit next. Okay, so it's still a lab practical, but spelling doesn't really count. Of course, if you have everything memorized, the more you have memorized, the better for you, the better time you'll have taking it. Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture out in front of me? Yeah, I can't say no. It's going to be silly. And I just don't want to do the whole lockdown thing where if you move your eyes flicker or whatever, you look up or down, then that's the end of the exam. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't know if you guys have done that, where you gotta, at the beginning of the exam, you have to like take your camera and show all your surroundings and stuff like that, and show that you don't have any. Everything's, again, open note. There's no need for cheat. Don't try cheating. You can have everything out, but the more you have memorized, the better. You have You have a little bit less time than your lecture exam questions. Now you have 60 seconds per question instead of 90. So it helps to have your stuff. It helps to be prepared. Okay, what materials do I need to be successful? Well, number one, check out the terminology list. There's a terminology list. Number two, I have lab demonstration videos for you. And you can draw diagrams. You can go online, print off diagrams of the heart and different body parts, and your lab manual may also be helpful. Let's take a look. Let's go to our D2L page here. Here we are. Go to materials. Go to there's calendar. Go to materials. Go to content. Now, here's lecture 1, 2, 3, 4, but here's lab down here. In lab, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to lab unit 1, and there is your terminology list right there. You also have YouTube video, sheep, heart, and human model YouTube demonstration video. Here's another demonstration video. These videos tell you what's what. They basically take you through this terminology list, and I point and say, here's the apex, here's the right atrium, here's the right auricle, here's the left atrium, and they take you through everything you need to know. Here's the terms that you're going to be asked about. All right. This is, and again, I know this is probably obvious for most of you, but just to put everybody at ease and so that we're all on the same page. Okay. Also, yeah, and then we're going to get to the assignment. We're going to get to the assignments. Have we done assignments yet? Oh, did I just skip right over the assignments? Okay. If I did, sorry. Oh, we did go over the assignments. I just forgot to take you through D2. So here are your assignments. If you go to assessments and you go to quizzes, you will find the assignment. Okay, now it's in a quiz format, but it's not timed. Okay, so here it says in the description, it says read, and this is the instructor version, but yours is going to probably be pretty much the same. So it says read pages 49 through 53, and then 63 through 66. You can also watch the blood typing lecture video to help you understand blood typing. And so then you go to your lab manual. Where's that? Go to materials, go to content, go to lab section, and here it is right here. Anatomy and Physiology lab manual. Okay? Don't click on it, download it, put it on your hard drive, and then you can throw it away. Excuse me. After you're done. Is this our lab? No. Where's our? Here it is. Here's our lab manual. Okay. So you go to page 49. Go like this, and just answer some questions. Here it is. Blood. And then you can read. I forgot what it was. 49 to 53 or whatever. So then you just read this page, read this, and so on, all the way to 53, and you answer the questions. And those questions, they're not just random questions. They're designed to help you understand stuff, designed to help you for your and also prepare for your lab practical, and they're also designed to help you prepare for your lecture exam. So pay attention. Pay attention and take notes. Okay. All clear on that? I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about that. Your exams, your lecture exams, are open for 3 days. They're due on Friday night. Your lab assignments, found under quizzes, are also due on a Friday night. Not the same Friday night, but on a Friday night. Your lab practicals are due on Friday night. Grading, you got 100 points apiece for lecture exams, plus another 5 points apiece. 10 points for your lab assignments, 8 lab assignments, 80 points total. 20 questions each for each lab practical, 60 points total, for a grand total of 720. Your points are graded. The class is graded out of 720, but you can actually get 740 out of 720. You can. We have pluses and minuses, so it's not so bad if you know this. It's nice to have this system, so that way if you're at 89%, for example, or 88, and you're so close, you don't necessarily have to just settle for the B, but you get a little bit higher GPA. Email. Make sure when you email me questions, number one, you be respectful and be courteous. Speak to me in a courteous way. Number two, and pretty much everybody is, but you never know. Number two, tell me who you are, because if you use your personal email, and I really don't care what you use, but I need to know who you are. So a lot of people are like who you are, what class you're taking, what school you go to. So if you use your personal email, so-and-so 12345. I don't know why people do that. It's not a password. It's going to take a lot. It's just going to go back, and we're just going to have back and forth. Who the heck are you, and whatever. So just tell me who you are. Put somewhere in the subject or the body or something like that. Okay. Here's looks like we're almost done. This is probably, I think we have like another 10 pages, but this is we can end the syllabus anyway here. So go to so here is, and have this handy, print this off, whatever, take a screenshot. Here is our schedule for this semester, spring to 2023 anyway. And if you notice, and so if you're watching this and this is a different semester, these dates are going to be different, but the setup will be pretty much the same. So 1 week, on the first week, you're going to have an assignment due, a lab assignment due, 5 to 10 questions, super easy, worth 10 points. you find the questions, you find the answers to the questions in your lab manual. The next Friday, you'll have another assignment due. Super easy. Here we have Heart Anatomy on January 20. It's a Friday. Due. These are the due dates right here. Then the third week you'll have your lab practical. So it's like a quiz, another quiz, but these are super short and these are not even timed. Then this one is timed, your lab practical, and it's 60 seconds per question. Have all your stuff out, and it's on the anatomy. Where do I find the information on this? This is your terminology list. These are your videos, your demonstration videos. And then finally, the fourth week will be your lecture exam on the lecture topics here. 90 seconds per question, 30 questions. Then we start over. Unit 2, assignment, practical, exam. Assignment, practical, exam. Assignment, practical, exam. If this is a different semester for you, it's still going to work the same way, just different dates. So obviously make sure you download the print this off from the syllabus. Okay. I think maybe I'll just take you to YouTube and just to show you where things are. So let me just scroll back up to the top. Here's our YouTube page. You just go like that. Yeah. Okay. So here it is. You can go, or you can just search Science by Gabrawi. Here's us here, and and then you go to playlists. There's all sorts of stuff here. Instead of going to videos, I mean you could just go to videos, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff because I teach a million different classes. So instead of going to videos, you could just go to playlists, and then you go to the class that you're taking. So this is Anatomy and Physiology 2. You click here. Oops. Here it is up here. Check it out. You have the EKG. You got the cardiac cycle. You got the sheep. Here's some lab stuff. Here's some lab stuff. The heart, blood vessels, and so on. And the endocrine system, urinary, and so on and so on. Okay, reproductive. So some of these are lecture, some of these are lab, but everything is labeled. Okay, and I try to keep this. I try to keep the playlist updated. Who knows? Maybe there's. Maybe there's more there's more videos that I've made and I didn't realize, but anyway, so that's our YouTube stuff. Okay, I think, sorry, it's probably like a 2-hour video, but anyway, no one's sitting in front of me, so I can't answer any questions, but you can email me, you can even message me on Google, this Google number. Yeah, I think that's it. I can't really think of anything else at the moment, but so thank you guys very much for sitting through this. You do have a lab assignment that's due on Wednesday, and you can find that under assessments and then assignments, and that's going to be probably the only time you're actually going to go to assignments, because everything else is going to be under quizzes. Grades probably be the only other thing that you're going to really use, that we're going to use as a class. And here you check your grades. If there's something if there's something that you see under grades that's not graded and we didn't talk about it, then just don't worry about it. It's just because we copy these course shells, D12 course shells, from like one semester to another, and when we change stuff, we just, we keep stuff on there just in case. But if it's something that we didn't talk about, don't worry. It's not a 0. If it's not graded, it doesn't affect your grade. So that's, I think. Oh yeah. Also, there's this. Over the years, I've had students come to me after the first exam and say, I have no idea what I did so horrible, and so I sit down with them and try to help and mentor any way that I can. So all these questions over the years, I decided to make a thing for all students to answer the same kind of questions. And so this is like a Q&A. Basically, this key questions for academic success in biology sciences is basically all the answers that I've given for all the questions I've had from students after the first or second exam, asking me what can they do to change. And so I ask them the same things over and over. Okay, well, who have you studied with? Where do you study? How much time do you study? At what time of the day do you study? And that kind of thing. And so I've compiled those questions and answers here and made that available for you. Okay, thank you guys very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your time and patience, and we'll see you in class. Thank you guys.